Yeah, he have potential. He have a lot of skills. He have a lot of potential to be one of the biggest star in boxing.
Do you think it's like a mental thing when you have all that pressure and you go in there and you get like, some would say you got like embarrassed kind of?
It's hard. It's obviously it's hard. But,
I mean, that was a big fight for him to take too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess they could have both dodged
Do you
that.
think
for a
that it
while.
was too early to take that fight, or do you think it was
No.
smart?
What I think he need to do is take that loss and learn from that loss.
He's young. He's still growing.
Right.
He's still learning.
Now.
It's no different from in the past. You'll see Ryan. I mean, in the past, I've said certain things. Not really. You know, young fighters will take it the wrong way when you say certain things sometimes.
Right.
Even like with, a while
Somebody
back,
in the boxing world just lit a verbal match, tossed it into a gasoline factory, and walked away smiling. Because pro fighters are making knockout predictions for Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. And the takes are so bold, they need seatbelts. We're not talking polite opinions. We're talking career-risking, comment section exploding, group chat destroying predictions. The kind that start beef before the first bell even rings. He's getting knocked out. Not might. Not could. Getting slept, folded, downloaded, disconnected from Wi-Fi and consciousness. And once those words hit the timeline, boxing fans reacted like someone canceled oxygen. Debate panels ignited, fan bases mobilized. Armchair trainers started drawing punch diagrams like FBI crime boards. Suddenly, everybody has slow-motion footage, punch stats, aura readings, and spiritual energy analysis. This isn't a prediction. This is a digital riot with gloves on. Because when fighters predict knockouts, they're not just picking winners. They're picking violence futures. Pride is on the line. Receipts are pre-written. Apologies are not in stock, and once we break down who said what, why they said it, and how the internet turned these predictions into a civil war with hand wraps, you'll see why this fight isn't just a matchup. The prediction storm didn't start quietly, it crashed through the door like a late-round uppercut. The moment boxing pros started dropping bold takes on Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios, the calm left the building and took the stairs two at a time. These weren't polite, media-trained, sponsor-friendly predictions. These were verbal haymakers. Direct, spicy, zero bubble wrap. The kind of quotes that either make you look like a genius later or a meme forever. We're talking knockout predictions, the most dangerous currency in fight talk. Because picking a winner is normal. Predicting a KO is personal. Not analysis, that's a public dare with slow-motion replay waiting backstage. As soon as those quotes hit social media, boxing fans reacted like somebody replaced their morning coffee with rocket fuel. Timelines turned into debate arenas. Threads multiplied like rabbits on espresso. Suddenly, everybody had charts, punch stats, reach diagrams, and something called aura advantage, which sounds illegal but trends anyway. Garcia supporters came out swinging verbally. They pointed at speed, timing, and that left hook that lands like a software shutdown command. According to them, this fight ends the way action movies end. Fast, loud, and replayed from 12 angles. They say when Garcia lands clean, the round doesn't continue, it files a missing persons report. Barrios supporters answered with equal volume and extra bass. They brought up size, pressure, durability, and the ability to make pretty boxing look like manual labor. Their argument is simple. Speed looks great until it meets someone who doesn't back up. They say this turns into a grind, not a highlight reel. Neutral fans lasted about 6 minutes before picking sides. Then came the sacred ritual of modern fight culture, slow motion, prophecy, breakdowns. You know the format. Freeze frame. Zoom. In. Arrow on the screen. Look right here. Sir, that's a jab, not a secret government document. but confidence sells. And these breakdowns were served hot. Old fight footage got pulled from the archives like courtroom exhibits. Garcia knockouts. Replayed with thunder sound effects and dramatic narration. Barrios' pressure rounds looped like survival documentaries. Each side presented their montage like closing arguments. Narratives formed instantly. Because the internet doesn't watch fights, it writes movie scripts. Garcia became the executioner of openings. Barrios became the storm that doesn't negotiate. One side said speed kills. The other said pressure breaks speed. Somebody said timing beats both. Somebody else said conditioning decides everything. Another expert declared defense optional and violence inevitable. Agreement was not invited. What made the predictions extra explosive is Garcia's brand of fighting explosive. Camera-friendly, moment-generating chaos. He doesn't just score knockdowns, he creates clips that live forever. He fights like every punch has a trailer deal. Barrios carries a different danger, structural pressure. He builds damage like a construction project, round by round, brick by brick. He's the type who turns flashy offense into uncomfortable survival math. No fireworks, just erosion. So when certain pros predicted Garcia by knockout, Barrios, fans treated it like disrespect wrapped in a microphone. And when other voices warned that Barrios could break the rhythm and flip the script, Garcia fans called that nostalgia mixed with denial. Then the style war charts appeared. Speed versus size. Snap versus grind. Explosion versus endurance. The internet loves turning matchups into superhero stat cards. Apparently, we're one graphic away from special move. Left hook of destiny. Memes clocked in early Garcia highlight clips edited, with lightning bolts and superhero soundtracks. Barrios' pressure footage edited like horror trailers. Prediction quotes turned into remember this tweet posters. Receipts were being pre-printed like concert tickets, and then fighters. Current and former added more gasoline. Not always formal predictions, sometimes just reactions, emojis, side comments. But in fight culture, a single emoji from the right person equals a paragraph. A laughing face becomes a prediction. A fire emoji becomes a prophecy. Fans read between lines that didn't exist yet. Betting talk entered the arena next. Odds discussions. Value picks. Easy money claims, which are historically the three most cursed words in sports. Whenever someone says easy money, the universe starts stretching. Prediction confidence kept rising. Humility packed a suitcase. One pro said, if Garcia lands early, it's over fast. Another said, if Barrios survives the first storm, the fight changes shape completely. A third said the first clean body shot will rewrite the script. A fourth said, judges won't matter because it won't go that far. Bold takes stacked like unstable furniture. The louder the prediction, the faster it spread. Because certainty is more viral than nuance. And underneath all the shouting sat the real tension. Knockout predictions don't just risk embarrassment. They create narrative stakes. Somebody will be right. Somebody will be clipped forever. Somebody's quote will age like milk in the sun. That's why fans weren't just debating, they were bookmarking. And just when it looked like prediction, chaos had peaked celebrity reactions, crossover commentary, and viral meme warfare stepped in with steel chairs. Just when you thought the prediction war had reached maximum noise, the second wave kicked in the door, wearing amplifiers. Because now it wasn't just boxing pros making bold knockout calls, it was analysts, ex-fighters, trainers, crossover athletes, and half the internet's verified checkmarks jumping into the ring without gloves. The conversation didn't grow. It mutated into a full-contact opinion tournament. Sports shows started slicing the matchup like a cooking competition. Speed versus pressure, power versus pace, flash versus fundamentals. Every panel spoke like they had access to the script. confidence levels were illegal in 3 states, one analyst said. Garcia's hand speed creates punch traffic jams the human chin cannot process. Another said Barrios doesn't panic under fire. He installs fire alarms and keeps walking forward. A third said, this fight will expose hype. A fourth said it will expose doubt. A fifth said both are wrong and the real winner is chaos. Nobody agreed, which made it perfect content fuel. Then came the celebrity peanut gallery. Not necessarily fighters, just loud, famous, opinionated spectators with platforms the size of small countries. When celebrities start picking sides in a fight, fans treat it like political endorsements with mouth guards. Screenshots spread. Quotes got stylized. Reaction videos multiplied like mirrors facing mirrors. Memes went from funny to cinematic. We're talking full edits, dramatic movie trailers for each fighter. Garcia clips with lightning overlays and superhero music. Barrios clips with war drums and slow-motion stomps. Someone edited prediction quotes onto wrestling promos. Someone else added video game health bars to old fight footage. The internet turned analysis into entertainment faster than a pay-per-view trailer. Editor on overtime. And of course, the prediction receipt culture arrived. This is the modern ritual where fans screenshot every bold take and store it like emergency food supplies. We'll come back to this. Bookmark this. Don't delete later. Digital tombstones being prepared in advance because nothing feeds the timeline like an old, wrong prediction served cold. Betting conversations poured gasoline on everything. Odds talk, value talk. Lock of the night talk, which is historically the fastest way to anger the sports gods. Whenever thousands agree something is guaranteed, the universe starts laughing. Some sharp voices warned that stylistic fights are not. Math equations, their chemistry, experiments with punching. Styles don't add, they collide. But careful. Language travels slower than bold prophecy, so the loud takes kept winning the race. Then the psychological breakdowns. Began my personal favorite genre of confident guessing. Body language experts came out of nowhere. Look at his posture in the last interview. Sir, that was a chair. Listen to the tone of his voice. That's called talking. But suddenly posture equals destiny and tone equals knockout probability. Training footage got overanalyzed. Next, heavy bag clips treated like classified combat data. Pad work judged like Olympic trials. Look at the snap. Look at the recoil. Look at the recoil. My friend, it's a mitt session, not a moon landing. Every shadow box became a documentary. Garcia clips showed speed and sharpness. Fans called it laser mode. Barrios clips showed pressure and volume. Supporters called it inevitability mode. Same gym lighting, completely different interpretations depending on who posted it. Trash talk history got replayed too. Old interviews resurfaced. Past confidence quotes recirculated like prophecy scrolls. Every bold statement from either fighter was treated like a contract signed in permanent ink. And let's talk about fan base warfare because this wasn't debate. This was digital trench combat. Threads turned into battlegrounds. Statistics were deployed like artillery. Highlight reels fired like missiles. Nobody retreated, they refreshed. Pop. Culture comparisons went completely off the rails. People said this fight has more narrative, tension than a season finale cliffhanger. Others said the prediction split is messier than a reality show reunion with broken microphones. One viral post said this matchup has more fan theories than a multiverse movie franchise. Then came the counter-prediction rebellion, the group that fades every popular take on principle alone. The crowd says Garcia Co., they say Barrios. Domination. If the panel says Barrios grind, they say Garcia blitz. Their motto is simple. If it's popular, it's wrong. Chaos hipsters. More fighter voices chimed in, some direct, some subtle. A short quote here, a quick pick there. Even a 50-50 fight comment got reposted like a controversial statement. Neutrality is suspicious online. If you don't pick a side, people pick one for you. Narrative stacked higher. Garcia wins early. Speed prophecy fulfilled. Barrios wins late. Pressure prophecy fulfilled. Close fight controversy prophecy fulfilled. No matter what happens, somebody will claim they called it, because prediction memory is extremely selective. And through all this, the stakes kept rising, not just for the fighters, but for the talkers. Because bold KO predictions are reputation. Loans. You either collect later or get audited publicly. The algorithm, meanwhile, sat back like a casino owner watching every table full. Engagement up. Debate up. Watch time up. Combat sports plus loud predictions equals guaranteed traffic. Outrage and confidence are the platform's favorite vitamins. But here's where the temperature really climbed. Legacy talk entered the chat. Suddenly people weren't just predicting the winner, they were predicting career direction. This changes everything. This ends hype. This launches superstardom. Amazing how one fight can apparently rewrite the universe. And just when it looked like the prediction circus couldn't get any bigger, Consequence Talk walked in wearing steel boots by the time the third phase of this prediction war rolled in. The noise turned into pressure, not just hype stakes. Because bold knockout calls don't just float away after fight night. They come back wearing receipts and asking questions. The conversation shifted from who you got to you better be right. And that's when prediction culture stops being fun and starts being dangerous for reputations. Because here's the brutal truth of combat sports. Commentary. Nobody remembers your safe takes. They remember your loud misses. Every pro who declared he's getting knocked out has now unknowingly signed a digital contract with the future. Screenshots saved. Clips bookmarked. Tweets preserved like museum artifacts. The internet forgets birthdays but never forgets confident predictions. If Garcia wins by knockout after all this noise, the supporters will celebrate like they personally threw the punch. Expect victory laps, quote, retweets, and "we tried to tell you" posts flooding. Timelines like confetti cannons. Highlight clips will be reposted with prediction audio layered on top like prophecy fulfilled. If Barrios flips the script and survives or dominates, the upset crowd will act like they discovered gravity. Every underdog believer will emerge from the shadows holding prediction receipts like lottery tickets. The phrase "casuals exposed" will trend within minutes. Humility will be demanded. None will be given. And if the fight goes long and messy instead of short and explosive, oh, that's when chaos wins the belt. Because nothing breaks prediction. Culture like nuance. KD decision turns knockout profits into excuse factories. Now let's talk fighter impact, because this prediction storm isn't just noise around them, it shapes how the audience watches them. When knockout expectations are repeated loudly enough, viewers stop watching the whole fight. They watch for the moment. Every punch becomes a possible headline. Every round without a knockdown becomes surprising. That pressure is invisible. But real, Garcia enters with the weight of explosive expectation. When fans expect fireworks, anything less than thunder feels like disappointment, even if he's winning clean. That's the paradox of highlight reel fame. You're not judged against opponents. You're judged against your best viral moment. Barrios walks in under a different narrative. The disruptor script. The spoiler role. The ruin the prediction economy candidate. And spoiler energy is dangerous. Fighters in that lane don't just fight opponents, they fight narratives. Nothing is louder than ruining a script people already printed. The reputational ripple spreads outward to two analysts and pros who made those bold calls. A correct KO prediction becomes a branding badge. Expect bios updated, clips reposted, interviews referenced. A wrong one becomes invisible unless it was extremely loud. Then it becomes a meme with legs. Media credibility is also on the line. The louder the panel, the bigger the replay. Shows that shouted certainty will be replayed beside outcomes like before and after photos. Calm analysts age better than dramatic ones, but dramatic ones trend more. That's the eternal trade deal. Fan relationships shift too. Fight outcomes redraw online alliances like political maps. Today's confident ally becomes tomorrow's blocked account. Friendly debate turns into you don't know, boxing in. Record time. Digital friendships are lightweight. Prediction arguments are heavyweight. And let's not ignore the psychological boomerang after big prediction fights. People rewrite their own history. Watch how many posts appear saying, "I always said it would go this way," even if their earlier post said the opposite. Prediction amnesia is undefeated. Another consequence, matchmaking narratives explode after outcomes. If Garcia wins, big calls for mega fights get louder instantly. If Barrios wins big, the division story reshuffles overnight. One result changes 5 future headlines. Fans don't just watch fights, they forecast careers. Promoters also quietly benefit from prediction chaos. Bold public disagreement builds curiosity. Curiosity builds buys. Debate is free advertising wearing boxing gloves. Nothing sells a fight like 2 confident crowds calling each other delusional. But here's the deeper layer. This prediction frenzy reveals how modern fight culture consumes boxing like episodic drama. Not just sport, storyline. Heroes, disruptors, arcs, consequences. Fans don't just want results, they want narrative justice. That's why knockout predictions hit harder than scorecard picks. A KO prediction promises closure. No debate, no math, just punctuation. And if the result contradicts the prediction storm, the backlash doesn't just land, it echoes. Expect reaction videos titled, "Everyone got this wrong." Expect compilation. Edits of bad takes. Expect commentators pretending their tone was misinterpreted. Because accountability is optional online, but screenshots are permanent, no matter how it ends. One truth survives. Prediction culture turns fights into reputation roulette. Chips placed publicly, spins recorded permanently. And after the final bell rings, the loudest punch won't just land in the ring, it'll land on the timeline. And just when the dust settles, the next argument. The next matchup. The next bold prophecy will already be warming up backstage. If you made it through this entire prediction war breakdown without throwing your phone at somebody's bold take, congratulations, your emotional chin is championship level. Because what we just witnessed isn't just fight hype, it's the global sport of loud confidence versus future reality. And somebody's prediction is about to get folded like a lawn chair. Now here's the deal. When the bell rings and the result lands, the internet is going to pretend it knew all along. The same people screaming today will be whisper editing tomorrow. That's why you stay locked in here, where we bookmark the noise, replay the receipts, and separate analysis from pure volume. Drop your prediction in the comments right now, but be brave about it. No either guy could win safety helmets. Pick a side, pick a method, pick a round. Sign your name on the digital contract. Future you will either look like a prophet or a motivational lesson. Smash that like button like it disrespected your fight. IQ. Subscribe like the next boxing controversy is already shadowboxing in the hallway. And share this with that friend who says, "I don't do predictions, but somehow always celebrates like they called it first." We cover the hype. It's the heat, the chaos, the collapse, and the comeback. Because in this arena, drama is scheduled and receipts are guaranteed. More fight storms are forming. More bold takes are loading. More experts are about to risk their reputations with indoor voices set to 0. Stay loud, stay sharp, stay accountable, because When the knockout happens, whether it's in the ring or in the prediction column, we'll be right here rolling the tape back in slow motion until the next bell, the next brawl, and the next broken prediction. The punch press,